Alright, this tutorial is going to show you how to calculate the area of a triangular prism, and we'll base our calculations on this triangular prism that represents the roof of the garage. And I have all the measurements indicated here. The important thing to remember when you're dealing with a triangular prism is you actually have two triangles that are congruent, a front and a back triangle, right? And then you have three rectangles. And you have to treat a triangular prism as if you have three different rectangles. Because even though this triangle is made up of two congruent rectangles and one third rectangle, you can easily have triangles that are not congruent at all. So we have three rectangles here. We have two that make up the peak part of the roof, and then we have one rectangle kind of hidden underneath that make up the base. The other important thing to remember is that when we're calculating the area of triangles, unlike the area of a rectangle, the area of a triangle is we have the base, which is the length of the bottom, right? So in this case we have 12 meters, and we have the height. So base times height here, and our height happens to be 3.26 meters. Don't confuse the height with the length of this line, which is 6.83 meters. That's not the height of our triangle. That's the length of one of the sides. The height is the distance straight up from the base to the vertex between the peak of your triangle, right? And if it was a right triangle, then the height would actually be the length of that one line. Because you can see if this was a single triangle here, then that's what we'd end up having is 3.26 meters is the height. Right? So let's begin our calculations. Okay. In order to calculate the area of a triangular prism, we want to write down a formula here first. Alright? So we're going to deal with the triangles first. And remember, the formula for calculating the area of a triangle is you take the base times height and you divide it by 2. Basically, a rectangle or a triangle is half a rectangle, so the base times the height is like the length times the width, and when you divide it in 2, that gives you the area of this triangular part right in here. And that's what we're looking for because it's half of the rectangle. However, also, for this triangular prism, how many triangles do we have? We actually have two of them. So we have one here, and then buried around the back we have an identical triangle. So in actuality, we can go like this. We can say 2 times the base times height divided by 2. Alright? Plus, then we have 3 rectangles. So we have this rectangle here. So we go length times width is the area of that rectangle. Plus, kind of buried over here on this side, we have another rectangle, length times width. I'm running out of room here. I'm just going to move over a bit. We have our third rectangle, which happens to be underneath. Just sitting on, that's what it's sitting on top of the garage, so we have another one. So we go plus length times width. Alright, so then we do our calculations here. You notice the base of this triangle is 12 meters, and the height is 3.26 meters. So in our formula, we write 2 times the base, which is 12, times the height, which is 3.26, and we divide all of that by 2. Alright? Plus the length times width. So even though we have two congruent rectangles, we have this one here is 17 meters by 6.83 meters, and then the other one on this side is exactly the same. So for our purposes, we have 17 times 6.83 plus 17 times 6.83. I hate running out of room. So I'm going to just move this. I'll work down here and I'll move this other part down. We have our bottom rectangle happens to be, we have 12 meters here by 17 meters. Okay, that represents the bottom one. So we do our calculations there. We have 17 by 12. Alright, and now we can do the math. 2 times 12 is 24 times 3.26 equals 78.24 divided by 2. We have 39.12 here plus 17 times 6.83 equals 116.11, and we'll do that twice, 116.11. Okay, and then 17 times 12 was 204. Okay, so now we can add all of that up. And for this one, when we add them all up, our answer becomes 475.34 meters squared is our area. So, when you're calculating the area of a triangular prism, remember, good habit to write down the formula: 2 times base times height plus length times width plus length times width plus length times width, because we have 3 rectangles in a triangular prism. Alright, plug all your numbers in and your answer is given in square units, and in this example it's square meters. And that's how you calculate the area of a triangular prism.